Hello, it's Jam Games here once again, and in this video we are going to add the camera functionality. So yeah, let's get started. First, we want to go to the blueprints folder, and here we want to right click and create a new blueprint class. And here, from all classes, we want to search for a camera actor. Okay, let's select it. Let's call it BP underscore player underscore camera, like that. Now let's open it. And what we want to do here is we want to create a new variable. Let's call this player underscore ref. Let's change the type to, let's search for the third person character, and let's select the object reference, like that. And also let's create a other variable. Let's call this follow location, and let's change the type to transform. And also one more, let's create a new variable. Let's call this lane underscore index, and let's change this type to integer. Okay, let's compile and save. Now we can go to the BP third person character, and we can actually, if you have this GM endless runner and BP base style, you can close them. So BP third person character. Here we want to go to the begin play event, which we don't have yet, but we will have to create. So let's find some space and right click and search for begin play. And now from the begin play, what we want to do, we want to spawn a actor. Spawn actor from class. Let's select this and align them. Let's move a little bit up. The class that we want to select is PP player. PP player camera. Okay. And now what we want to do, we want to go to the viewport. Here we have this follow camera. We want to actually notice locations. So location Z is 200 and rotation Y is -20. And also the camera boom length is 400. So I remember those now. So let's delete follow camera and also the camera boom. Okay, now let's click the capsule component and let's add a arrow. Let's call this arrow camera spawn. Okay, now let's set these locations to the camera spawn, or these values. So the location X is -400 and location Z is, actually I think I want to make it 300. It was 250 before. Actually, let's make it 250 first. And the rotation Y was 20. So like that. Okay, we can compile and save. Now let's go back to the event graph. And here, we want to now get the camera spawn. And actually, we have to do one more thing first. Let's go back to the PP player camera. We want to select this player ref. And here, we want to make it instance editable. And also expose on spawn. Like that. And now the follow location, instance editable and expose on spawn. Okay, now that it's done, let's compile and save. Let's go back to the event graph. Actually, let's go back to the BP third person character. Now here, we want to actually select this class again. So let's select something else. And now let's search for BP player camera. Now we should have these inputs here. Player, ref, and follow location. So what we want to do, let's actually move this a little bit further. Let's get from the camera spawn, get world transform. And we want to connect this to the spawn transform. Okay. Now we want to get the get relative transform. So we are getting the transform relative to the player or the capsule component, which is basically the pivot point of this whole blueprint. So yeah, let's connect this get relative transform return value to the follow location, like that. And now also let's get from the player ref, let's get the self, get reference to self. Okay, now let's compile and save. After that, what we want to do, we want to promote this return value to a variable. And let's call this camera underscore ref. Okay, let's move it to the top. So let's move it here, release. So now it's the most upper variable here. I usually like to leave all the references to the top. Okay, and now what we want to do, we want to get from this, and we want to set view target with set view target. Actually, we can't do it that way. We have to first get the get player controller. Okay. Now from the player controller we can get the set view target with blend like this. Let's connect this to here. And now to the new view target we want to connect this camera ref. Okay, and we don't have to do anything for this. Let's compile and save. So now let's go to the PP player camera. Okay, let's go to the event graph. And here on the event graph, we want to delete everything else but the event tick. So these ones. So now we have the event tick. From here, we want to set world location. And we want to set it to set this camera component world location like this. Okay, now let's split this new location like that. And now we want to get the player ref. And from here, we want to get the capsule component. Actually, let's move this like this maybe. Okay, and from the capsule component, we want to get world location. Okay, and let's split this. And let's actually align it with this. And let's move this a little bit further. And now what we want to do, we want to get from the return value x, and we want to add to it. So plus, let's align this once again. I like everything to be aligned. Now we want to get the follow location. Get and split it. Also, let's split the location. Okay. And we want to get the x value and connect this to the plus node like this. And connect this to the new location x like that. And also from here we want to get this set location and connect it to the new location set. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to create a new function called calculate lane location like that. And here what we want to do, we want to get the camera component. We want to get world location. We want to split it. And now we want to get the return node like this and connect this to here. And we want to add here one output. So let's click this and add a new output. The output should be called lane location. And the type should be float. Okay, and now we want to get from the lane location. Let's actually first move it a little bit further. Let's get from it and get the finterp 2. Okay, and to the current we want to connect this return value y. And to the target we want to get a select node, so this at the bottom. And actually, why do we have this so far away like that? And now here we want to add another pin. And let's get the lane index and connect it to the index. Now let's set the lane index default value to 1 like that. Let's compile and actually save all. And now these values, let's set these to option 0 minus 100 and option 2 to 100. So now it's basically half of the movement of the player, you know. And now the interrupt speed, let's make it the same value as on the player. So I will make it to whatever it was. Let's see, 5. So let's make it to 5. And now the delta time we want to get from it and get world delta seconds. Let's compile and save all. Now let's go back to the event graph And we want to click this calculate lane location, and we want to make it pure from here. Pure, like this. Let's compile. Now we can get it here and connect it to the new location Y. Okay. Now, I actually think we have everything done here. I think. Let's compile and save all. So now we want to go back to the PP third person character and to the event graph. And here where we have this input action left and input action right, what we want to do here now is we have to add some, I'll show you. Let's get the camera ref first. And we want to set the lane index, set lane index from here. This value, let's get this and connect it here. Okay, now we can copy this, Control C, Control V. Let's move it to the same position like that. Let's connect this to here. So now it basically sets the lane value also to the camera. Okay, now if we compile and save and go to play, let's see what happens. You can see this is lagging for some weird reason. It's lagging, I don't know why. So yeah, I think I got it working a little bit better. But now, if I move to right, you can see the camera doesn't move as much as the player. And we can adjust these values how we want. So I will show you. If we go to the PP player camera and go to calculate lane location, we can actually make this a variable. So let's create a new variable here. Let's call this move amount. And let's change the type to float. Now let's make this, let's actually leave it to 0 first. Let's get the move amount here. Let's actually move this to further left. Like that. Now we have the move amount. We want to get from it, and we want to multiply it. Actually, let's move this further and also this further. Okay, now we multiply it by -1. So we basically make it negative value. Now let's connect this to option 0. And now let's get from the move amount without this -1 and to the option 2. Let's add a reroute to here. And let's select all of these and press Q. Okay, it didn't go as I wanted. Sorry. Let's these. And after that, we want to these. Something like that. Okay, now they are aligned. So option 0 is the move amount negative value, and option 2 is this normally. So if we set it to, for example, to 200, now if we compile and save, go to play, it will move the same amount as the player. You can see. But if we set it to, for example, I will just show you, this is not a good amount, but I will show you, compile and save and play. Now it will move even more. Okay. And I think I want to set it back to the 100. That was pretty good value. But you can obviously make it whatever you want. But now, yeah, it will move like half of the amount that the player moves. Okay, yeah, I think that was all for the camera part of this series. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe for more. Yeah, hope you have a great day and see you in the next one.